Critical thinking is a fundamental skill that empowers individuals to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize information effectively. It is not merely the accumulation of knowledge, but the ability to think independently, make reasoned decisions, and solve complex problems. In a world inundated with information, the art of critical thinking is more essential than ever. Understanding critical thinking. At its core, critical thinking involves the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. It encompasses a range of cognitive skills and dispositions, including analysis, breaking down information into its component parts to understand its structure; evaluation, assessing the credibility and relevance of information and arguments; inference, drawing logical conclusions based on evidence; explanation, communicating findings and reasoning clearly; self-regulation, reflecting on one's own thought process and adjusting it as necessary. Critical thinking is not a natural skill. It requires intentional practice and dedication. It is also not synonymous with being critical in a negative sense, but rather about being discerning and thoughtful. The importance of critical thinking. Critical thinking plays a pivotal role in numerous aspects of life, from personal decision-making to professional success. In academia, it enables students to understand complex concepts, challenge assumptions, and engage deeply with subjects. In the workplace, critical thinkers are valued for their ability to solve problems, innovate, and make informed decisions. Moreover, in today's digital age, the ability to think critically is crucial for navigating the vast sea of information. The proliferation of misinformation and biased content makes it imperative for individuals to evaluate sources and discern truth from falsehood. The elements of critical thinking. To master the art of critical thinking, one must develop several key elements. 1. Open-mindedness. Being open-minded means being willing to consider different perspectives and ideas. It involves setting aside personal biases and preconceptions to evaluate information objectively. Open-minded thinkers are curious and willing to entertain opposing viewpoints without necessarily accepting them. 2. Curiosity. A critical thinker is inherently curious, driven by a desire to understand how things work and why they matter. This curiosity fuels the questioning of assumptions and the pursuit of deeper knowledge. 3. Skepticism. Healthy skepticism is vital for critical thinking. It involves questioning the validity of information, seeking evidence, and challenging unsupported claims. Skepticism prevents individuals from accepting information at face value and encourages rigorous inquiry. 4. Logic. Logical reasoning is the backbone of critical thinking. It ensures that conclusions are based on coherent arguments and evidence rather than emotions or fallacies. Logical thinkers recognize patterns, identify inconsistencies, and construct sound arguments. 5. Empathy. Empathy may seem unrelated to critical thinking, but it plays a significant role in understanding diverse perspectives. By considering the experiences and feelings of others, critical thinkers can evaluate issues more comprehensively and avoid narrow or biased judgments. Developing critical thinking skills. Developing critical thinking skills requires consistent effort and practice. Here are some practical strategies to cultivate this essential skill. 1. Ask questions. The foundation of critical thinking lies in asking questions. Start with basic inquiries such as, what is the main argument or claim? What evidence supports this claim? Are there alternative perspectives? Asking questions stimulates curiosity and encourages deeper engagement with information. 2. Analyze assumptions. Identify and challenge assumptions underlying arguments or decisions. This involves recognizing implicit beliefs and evaluating their validity. For instance, when faced with a persuasive argument, ask, what assumptions does this rely on? Are they justified? 3. Evaluate evidence. Assess the quality and reliability of evidence. Consider the source, methodology, and context. Reliable evidence is unbiased, well-documented, and relevant to the issue at hand. 4. Practice active listening. Active listening involves fully focusing on what others are saying, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. It helps in identifying nuances, clarifying misunderstandings, and fostering productive discussions. 5. Engage in reflection. Regularly reflect on your thought processes and decisions. Ask yourself, did I consider all relevant information? Was my reasoning sound? How could I improve my approach? Reflection promotes self-awareness and continuous improvement. Overcoming barriers to critical thinking. Several barriers can hinder critical thinking, including cognitive biases, emotional influences, and a lack of relevant knowledge. Recognizing and addressing these obstacles is crucial for effective critical thinking. 1. Cognitive biases. Cognitive biases, such as confirmation bias and anchoring bias, can distort judgment. Critical thinkers must strive to identify and mitigate these biases by seeking diverse perspectives and challenging their own beliefs. 2. Emotional influences. Emotions can cloud judgment and lead to irrational decisions. While emotions are a natural part of the human experience, critical thinkers learn to separate emotional responses from logical analysis. 3. Lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge can limit one's ability to evaluate information effectively. To overcome this, critical thinkers prioritize lifelong learning and stay informed about relevant topics. Applications of critical thinking. The art of critical thinking has widespread applications across various domains. 1. Education. In education, critical thinking fosters intellectual growth and academic success. It enables students to analyze texts, construct arguments, and engage in meaningful discussions. Educators can encourage critical thinking by promoting inquiry-based learning and encouraging debate. 2. Workplace. In the workplace, critical thinking is essential for problem-solving, strategic planning, and decision-making. Employees who think critically can identify opportunities, address challenges, and contribute to organizational growth. 3. Personal life. In personal life, critical thinking enhances decision-making, improves relationships, and promotes self-awareness. Whether managing finances, resolving conflicts, or planning for the future, critical thinking helps individuals navigate complexities effectively. 4. Civic engagement. Critical thinking is vital for active and informed citizenship. It empowers individuals to evaluate political arguments, understand social issues, and participate meaningfully in democratic processes. The role of education in promoting critical thinking. Educational institutions play a crucial role in fostering critical thinking skills. Traditional rote learning methods often emphasize memorization over analysis, which can stifle critical thinking. To address this, educators should encourage inquiry and curiosity, incorporate real-world problems into the curriculum, teach students to evaluate sources and identify biases, foster a culture of open dialogue and respectful debate. The future of critical thinking. As society becomes increasingly complex, the need for critical thinking will continue to grow.